Hi everybody, and welcome to True Wants. We're here, we try to help you make that decision if it's going to change from a want to a need. If you are new to my channel, I really hope you will choose to subscribe. It's free and it's easy. It's the red button that you'll see right underneath this video. If you press it and it turns gray, you're in. It's that simple. There's also a bell beside that subscribe button that I always recommend that you press. It's called the notification bell. And what ends up happening is YouTube will notify you just once that I have uploaded a brand new video. I do upload a lot, and sometimes my videos are time sensitive, so I don't want you to miss out. So make sure to press that subscribe button, ring that bell, and you'll be in the know. In that same area also, there is that thumbs up, and that's important on the YouTube platform, so that's where you guys come in. If you enjoy the content, please take a second to hit that thumbs up. It will turn blue, the number will increase, and that's you helping True Ones get noticed on the YouTube platform. So I'm thanking you in advance for that thumbs up. Okay guys, this is really going to be a different type of unboxing because I have a lot of information to share with you, as well as at the end of the video I have the opportunity to try some products, and I want to make sure that I go through those with you as well, because we're getting close to that date of February 14th where we have our mega drop shop at Boxycharm. So if any of these products show up, I wanted to have the opportunity to try them and then share my feedback on them with you, so that if it's of interest to you, then you will be able to hopefully get it at a really discounted price. So last night, really late, my second Boxycharm base box arrived. On my channel, I get 2 Boxycharm base boxes as well as 2 premiums that I pay for. They are 2 separate accounts. So usually I have the opportunity to make a choice item in one and then a different choice item in the other, which I didn't have that opportunity with premium last month because there was really nothing more that I wanted. So I figured I would get a palette, that gorgeous Huda Beauty palette, and I would order it again in the second one and do a giveaway on that palette on my channel, because when I get duplicate palettes, that's what I do on my channel. However, the entire box was exactly the same. So there is a giveaway going on right now that I'm sharing that entire Boxycharm premium box, including that Huda palette. So if you haven't seen that video and you haven't entered, please make sure that you do so. It is in the, I'll try to leave it linked down below, but you can check all my videos, because this last week, I have never filmed so much in 1 week because a lot of my boxes arrived early and I wanted to get all that information out to you as quickly as possible. So as soon as I filmed it, I made sure to upload it. If you're not familiar on my channel, I do all my live. I sit here in front of the camera. I still work, so when I sit here, I have the time to share with you as if I'm sharing with a girlfriend, and that's what I do. Then it immediately goes into that whole upload process, which takes hours, and then that's when you get to see it. I end up watching my videos at the same time that you guys do. That's how I do it. I do not have the time to sit down and edit and do all that. So that's what my channel is all about. It's me sharing with you the information of what I have, and then if I have the opportunity to use it, I share that with you as well. Okay? All right. So let's get started. This box actually arrived like in the evening last night. We have a different postman all the time that delivered to us. So sometimes we get these boxes first thing in the morning, and sometimes they can come later in the day. This one ended up coming at 8 o'clock at night. So the fact that it did at that time, I decided I was going to use some of the items in here to put on my makeup and try them out in the morning, and then do my regular routine, and then sit down with you here and give you my thoughts. So that's why I'm able to have some thoughts, and I've had the opportunity to wear some of the products, as opposed to when the box comes in the middle of the day. I sit down then and share that with you, and that's the video that usually comes up. So this one's a little bit different, but like I said at the end, I did try other products on my face that I wanted to give you my thoughts on because of the mega drop shop being right around the corner. All right, starting with my choice item is the Saturday Skin, and that is this item here, and this was my choice item. This is a product brand that I do enjoy, so I was excited that this was a choice item for me. This is the YUZU Vitamin C Bright Eye Cream. This is a buttery eye cream with an infusion of this yuzu fruit. It is a rich vitamin C citrus that is combined with targeted ingredients that have an active vital complex and a niacinamide. This eye cream will improve your moisture retention. It will hydrate and it will blur the appearance of your fine lines. This is a $32 value. And when I initially saw this, I was a little concerned that it would be more like a heavier cream and I wouldn't be able to put it on in the morning. But when I put my finger into it, it wasn't. It is beautiful. It is a lightweight cream. There is no scent to this product at all, so you're not going to get any of those teary eyes from a fragrant eye cream. this is what the product looked like here. This is what I put on first thing this morning. I didn't do any of my skincare except for my cleanser and my toner. I didn't put a moisturizer or an eye cream or anything because I wanted to test out these products on their own merit, and when we get to them, I'll share that with you. So this one here went on, like I said, almost like a very lightweight balm. It actually lightened up the skin in that area. It penetrated really quickly. I did feel like it did a little bit of the plumping of the fine lines, and you can see it on my skin there. It is not sticky at all. It is actually very, very moisturizing, almost like a silk-like finish. I'm really, really impressed with this and really happy that I chose this as my choice item. And this item alone is the cost of the entire box. So this is a $32 cream in a less than $30 box. The next item in here is from OPV, and this is a duplicate item from my first box. This one is their loose setting powder, and again, I got it in the shade medium. This, when I went on to do the reviews on this, I saw that this was available in 3 different shades, in translucent as well as medium, which I'll show you is more of a banana shade. And then they had one that looked a little bit, had more of a tan tone to it. So that's in 3 shades. This is perfect for setting your foundation and wearing alone. Whether you rely on setting powder to mattify, set, conceal, or diffuse, this formula acts as a finishing touch to bring you and your whole look together. This only was a $22 value. And when I say 22, you'll see what I mean by that. The packaging on this, the entire cover is a gorgeous rose gold. This looks as high-end as the packaging, and it looks very similar and behaves as similar to me anyways, to the Laura Mercier, which is a lot more expensive than this. This is a beautiful frosted jar. When I open this up, I usually just do a couple of pinholes. What I had close to me at that day wasn't penetrating through, so I ended up having to peel it all back. And I always suggest that you don't do that because you'll end up with this messy type of container. And when you travel, all of it shows up on the top. And I always suggest that you tap a little bit into the lid and then play with the product from the lid. What I ended up doing with this was I used a dry Juno makeup brush, which sponge. The Juno one is the one that I always recommend to you guys. It has microfibers in it, and I feel it's really great dry, especially to put powders on. This is what I used initially, a little heavier under my eyes to bake it, the concealer and things like that. That's what I do. And then I decided, because I didn't have any other powder at the table, I decided to take a really large fuffy brush, put it in what was remaining in the lid here, and dust it over the rest of my face to be able to set my liquid foundation. So for me, I was a little concerned because I've never used a banana powder all over my face. I've always only used it underneath my eyes. As I shared with you all the time, one of my favorites is from Ofra. It is their banana powder in the solid. It's what I used every day, but because I was using this, I stayed with this so I can watch the look, and I'm happy. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't need that Ofra powder, which to me always gives that extra bit of brightening. This one did that. And in reference to setting, this is now a little bit later in the day, and I am happy with, I was happy initially when I looked up close in the mirror when I was putting my mascara on. I used one of those magnifying mirrors, and when I looked close in the magnifying mirror, everything looked blurred out. It really left a beautiful, beautiful, look to it. But like I said, I don't edit or do any of that. So when I will watch this back with you guys, we will see if there is a yellow tinge to my face. But based on my regular mirrors in the home, I'm seeing it look just beautiful. So really happy with this. But based on the sale going on, if this is going to be available, I'm hopefully going to be able to pick up one in the translucent, and I'll check out the pricing and my budget when we get to those sales. But this is one that I would recommend as well. The next one is also a duplicate from that first box. It is from Yensa. This was an absolute surprise and a winner, and I want to share with you what I did because there was a bit of a learning process for me in reference to this. This is from Yensa. This is the Tone Up Primer Essential Glow. This also comes in the full retail box. This is the one from my other box. This is the primer. It says is the perfect first step to achieving a superfood glow. It's infused with 8 super powered skin loving ingredients to help minimize the appearance of pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. It is a lightweight anti-sheen formula that creates an invisible skin perfecting finish. This alone is a $35 value. I'm impressed with this Yensa line. They're also a sister company to Perlise. really impressed with both those lines. In here on the back of the packaging, like I mentioned, I did not put a moisturizer on first. They do recommend that you do that. That isn't how I use this because I'm a combo girl, and the fact that it said glow, I didn't want to have too much hydration on my skin. And I was fine without using a moisturizer, and my makeup went on beautifully on top of this. When I initially put this product on my skin, I used a very small amount, and I saw that it had a bit of a skin tint to it that was perfect for my skin tone. So I decided to put a lot more on the back of my hand, and then when I placed it on my skin, I got a little scared because it ended up looking almost like a thick moisturizer, and it had this white, and the more I rubbed it in, the more that I saw it was like kind of moving around and not penetrating in. So I said, okay, let me give it a few seconds before I continue the rubbing. I got it everywhere that I wanted it to be, and then it took about 30 seconds or a minute for it to penetrate into the skin. It left a beautiful, beautiful finish. It is not sticky at all. It also has that same smooth finish. I'm really, really impressed with this. So do not be afraid if you use too much and the more you rub, the more it looks white and the more you're afraid of your coverage. Don't. Relax. Get it exactly where you want it to be and give it that minute to penetrate in, because once it does, you will touch your skin. It will feel soft. It is not a sticky product at all. It is soft and smooth. And if you don't wear makeup, this is something that I would recommend also, just to help give a little bit of coverage, not a lot, but it will even out the little bit of any redness I felt I had on my skin. I'm really impressed with this. So this was an absolute winner for me. The next one is from ALLEYOOP. This one I have some extra thoughts on. This is this multi brush from this company. It is, again, a duplicate item. So I decided, and I wasn't going to use this. This was immediately going to go into my gifts for later, because for the first reason, I have a lot of brushes. Second, there was something about this that wasn't, I thought it was a great concept, but for me, the more I played with it, you know, after I finished filming, I didn't feel I would get a lot of use out of it. But when I got a second one, I decided I would test it, because that's what I should do, and then share with you my comments on it. So this is the multitasking 4-in-1 makeup brush. It's an award-winning multitasker brush that's combining with the 4 most essential makeup applicators, including a sponge brush, a brow and eyeshadow brush, and the compact game changer is all you need for a full face on the go for at home. Each is made with premium synthetic fibers. They're saying this is a $28 value. Concept, I think, is fantastic. However, the tools that are inside here are definitely not multitaskers for me. I found a couple of things that I did not like about this product, and I also don't think this is one that I would recommend. This one here, this sponge, when I initially felt it when we unpacked it in the base box, I said at least this sponge has a little bit of give to it. It's not too hard. I had another one where there was one of these applicators on also, because these are easy to use when you're able to hold on to, you know, the handle and then use this sponge. This for me was not a winner. I found it very hard on the skin when I was placing it down. I felt I was almost like pushing it to a point to get it to work. The concealer was not moving or blending with this at all. I didn't wet this. That could be, you know, user error, but based on it dry, this was something that I felt it just moved things around. It didn't act like I expected a blender to do. The second thing that I want to share with you with this one is, you can see this one I did not use at all. It's beautiful. The synthetic fibers feel stunning. But what I thought I would use this for is for contour. And I brought the one that is my staple in my wardrobe. It is from IT Cosmetics, and I wanted to show you the difference. This one here is, to me, what a contour brush should be. When I put this on my skin here, you can see that the bristles stay compact. Not too hard, but compact. So this is where if I have the product on and I want to place it exactly where I want it, it will go exactly where I want it, because the bristles stay where they should be. This product here, when I went to use it, watch the bristles, they sweep. So what ended up happening, whatever I was going to put on was going to go into a larger area than what I wanted. It also doesn't have what I want for blush. So the only thing I would use this for is to remove any excess powder. And I already have bigger, fluffier brushes that I use that for. So to me, this wasn't the type of brush that I like to use. So remember, this is all based on how I do my makeup. Then we went into the brows. I didn't end up doing my brows today, and I was hoping with the palette that I had, that the darkest shade in there would be what I would use this for. And I have some comments on this palette that I want to share with you as well. That darker shade really wasn't ending up looking dark at all when I was placing it on my eyes, so I ended up going with a liquid liner, so I didn't end up using this brush. I tried using the other brush on the other side here, which is more to me like a shadow brush. So I put eye primer on, and then whatever light shadow I have, that's what I would use to put it on here. When I tried to use this on its own, it was really hard to hold on to and get what I wanted, so I ended up putting the other brush back on here. Now, if I would have used this brush, I would have gotten the makeup all over my hand. This is also not a tool that, to me, all I use this for is to pack down a powder after I put on my eye primer, and then I go into completely different brushes. So this, to me, for them to say this is a multi-use brush when it's just a shadow brush where you can like just put down a base shadow, to me, I need more brushes than this one here. So I think the concept is great, but for me, this is not a tool that I would ever reach for again. So that's that there. But I do have a second one, so at one point, hopefully someone else will have the opportunity to try it, and maybe they will love it. And if you got this and tried it, please share with me in the comments, because this is just my point of view. You guys have a voice in the comment section down below at True Wants that I listen to and I respond to, as well as it helps other people. So please make sure to share in the comments down below. The next one was an absolute home run. This is from this brand called Bali Balm. This one, I had the opportunity in the past to try a product of theirs that was more of a lip balm in a tube, and I enjoyed that as well. But this one really knocked it out of the park. For the scent, to begin with the scent, and then the actual product inside. This one is called the Pineapple Lip Scrub. They're saying this is a rich, indulgent sugar scrub that is packed with a juicy pineapple fragrance, and it is an exfoliating sugar cane crystal to gently buff and polish away dead skin cells. Apply on this ultra smoothing blend with the finest botanicals. This is a super hydrating coconut and aromatic mix of cinnamon, orange, and vanilla essential oils that will leave your lips soft and supple. This is a $23 value, and this is a brand new launch that they put into the Boxycharm box, which, as you know, I love when we get new launches. This is what this looks like here. The scent on this is beyond beautiful. It is a mixture of the orange and the vanilla and the pineapple. It is just scrumptious. Also, it is really easy to apply. You need very little you put your fingertip in. This is what I put on my lips prior to. While I was doing my makeup, I let it sit, and then I took a cloth and just wiped it off. It feels very much like those sugar scrubs, so you need to gently massage it over your lips. But I'm telling you, my lips, once I removed it, were just beautiful. They weren't irritated. They weren't redder than, sometimes you use these scrubs and it brings all this, redness to your skin. None of that. It was just perfection. It was done to me in a very luxurious way. So this I'm really impressed with, and happy that I got it in my box. Now I want to share with you a couple of things that I had the opportunity to try. So that's everything from the base box. Like I said, I will leave in the description box everything we talked about with the price, the variation, and things like that. So let me go through a couple things that I used that I wanted to share with you. The first one being from Ace Beauté. This was the eyeshadow primer that I decided to use as my base on my eyes today, because the palette that I wanted to retest out was this one here. The first time I used this palette, I was not happy at all, and I used it without an eye primer. So I wanted to give this a second chance, and I had to try this primer, so that's what I ended up doing. So first of all, this primer is an absolute home run. You need very little. This is also a very pigmented product. This is great for my friends that have discoloration or veins on their eyelids. This will give you that complete canvas. This is also great if you're doing really dark makeup looks and you want the colors to be what the colors should be. Then you use this type of base primer. I love that it had that little, what I call these spout applicators, so you can really pay attention to how much comes out. That little bit that came out that I put on the back of my hand here, I then put in between my two fingers, and I place it on my eye, and then I use a brush to move it around, and it sets beautifully. I am impressed with this. This is one that I would recommend. So if you see this as a deal, this is to me one that I would definitely recommend. Then this palette, this was in the Ipsy PR package, and I got lucky because I haven't received any of my Ipsy paid versions yet. I'm still waiting on the X, but the tracking is starting to move, so I'm excited about that. But I saw that my other choices that I had, this was not a choice in my X, but if I was getting the Glam Bag this time around, it might have been. So this is how gorgeous this palette was. And when I swatched this in my hand, I could not wait to place this on my eyes. When I used this without a primer, the colors were disappearing. I've never had that reaction to any palette that I've ever used in a really long time, and especially one that came in like an Ipsy Glam Bag Plus type of product. So you can see I only used this product twice, and already it is getting low in the pans, simply because I really had to go in and apply and reapply and reapply, even to get the whitest shade to look perfect. And you can see, I wish I brought the other palette out here that I got from Jason Wu. One swipe with the Jason Wu, the pigmentation was so perfect and it was so opaque. This, I had to keep going in and going in, and this is the color that I tried to use with the inside of this brush, so it could have been the brush, but I used this palette before and it gave me that hard time. This color was the one that I could not wait to play with. In the first time when I had it without the primer and it wasn't showing up, it was an absolute mess. And the more I tried these colors, when I wasn't wearing primer, I would blend it and they would kind of blend away. When I put this on with this Ace Beauty primer, now I've had this on for hours. My colors look beautiful. It went on like a dream. Every color that I put on was absolutely gorgeous. The only one that gave me a lot of trouble was this bottom one here, and that's when I said to you I wanted to use that other liner brush that was inside here with this color here, but this color, it is not as dark as the pan, and no matter how much I tried, even with the base on, no matter how much I tried, it was not giving me any deeper tone. So what I ended up doing was taking the purple tone that was over here, and this had more pigment to it, and that's what I ended up using to deepen up my outer eyes. So this palette is one that it's one that initially I was like, this is like a no-go. What I'm going to tell you now is I'm happy with my makeup look. So sometimes the first time you try a palette, you try it without a primer, you try it with a primer, you try it wetting it, you try not. This, to me, like I said, the color story in this was so beautiful. So if you ended up getting this, do not be disappointed if the first time you use it, the colors don't end up being what you want them to be. Maybe there's a spray over this initially so that when I used it a second time, the colors ended up coming out more vibrant. But like I said, the only color that was disappointing to me was the bottom one there. I'm very happy with my makeup look on my eyes, and I will definitely be using this again. So initially, this was going into the pile of tried it, not for me. And then I decided, because of this primer, to give it a shot with a primer, and it changed my whole idea. So don't play is what I'm saying. Don't make a decision on one try. Go in, try it a different way, and maybe it will surprise you, because like I said, the color story in this was something that spoke to me, and I really was excited to have the opportunity to try it, because just based on the swatches when we opened it up, I was so excited to even have gotten it, and then was so disappointed the first time I had the opportunity to use it. So please, if you've had the opportunity to use this, please share your comments down below, and if they changed like mine, like you tried it once and then you tried it a second time and it behaved differently. So right now, I'm really happy with my look. I'll make another decision again at the end of the day when I take all my makeup off to see how everything stayed, but it blended beautifully and my thoughts changed on this. So twice. So initial swatching, loved it. Tried it on my eyes without a primer, not so much. Tried it with the primer, enjoying it so much. So really happy with that. And then the last couple of items that I wanted to share with you is this one here. This is the Ace Beauty. Everything that I've tried from this brand, I have really enjoyed. What I am going to tell you is be very careful. These are so pigmented. The first time I put this on, I couldn't even blend it away with a beauty blender, spraying it down and everything. So all I'm going to tell you is this is stunning, but use a very light hand or a brush that has very loose bristles on it so that you could put it exactly where you want it. I ended up using just this one shade today, but as I showed you with the swatches, these are what I call like the Nikki tutorial. If you're an old G girl like me that used to watch back in the day, Nikki tutorials, and she loved when you can see your highlighter from, you know, the outside world. That's what this is. So be very, very careful if you're a girl that doesn't want to look, you know, too much. Then the other item that I tried that I would recommend if this shows up, this is the Nikita Dragon. This is that perfect shade, I think, for everybody, is the 902. I think this is her number 2. It is more of a browner tone, but that is so in right now. A lot of the girls are showing that you wear this darker tone and even with lighter inside. I like to wear this with a color that's closer to it, which is this one here. I ended up trying today for the first time the Il Maquillage in this shade, a Dirty Talk. This one, gorgeous. Went on one swipe, matte, not drying. Do not feel like I even have lipstick on until I go, you know, to wash my hands. I look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, this really, really stunning. And the packaging alone is gorgeous, but the product inside is just as beautiful. So very, very impressed with this Il Maquillage brand. And this color, if you like what I'm wearing on my skin right now, on my lips right now, that is the one that's called Dirty Talk. And that's what this is. So really happy with that as well. And the last couple of things that I want to mention, this one I've mentioned a million times to you. If you see this primer from Milk Makeup in this is called their Kush Lash Primer. I always wear lash primer. I tell you all the time that to me, years ago, when I started using lash primers, I never looked back because I stopped having fallout of my lashes. And I feel it gives a little extra coverage that you're not putting any drying product like a mascara on directly to your lashes. So to me, the primer has really protected my lashes, no different than me putting a primer on my skin, protecting my skin from the makeup. I feel that that's what eyelash primer does as well. And then I had the opportunity to try this one from Stila, and this is called their Huge mascara. Totally impressed. And I saw last month and I didn't grab it because I didn't get the opportunity to use this yet. And I also have a lot of mascaras. They have these on like those BOGO deals. It has that wand that is exactly like the Better Than Sex. This actually I like better than that one from Too Faced. This gave me length, and on the second coat it gave me the volume as well. I'm really, really impressed with this. I've used this a couple of times and I wanted to make sure to share that with you guys here. And lastly, this brand Uma, every single product that I have tried from them, from their lip products now to their Cleopatra eyeliner, that is this one here, is the eyeliner that I'm wearing on my lids today. And this is the Blacker Than Black You All Cleopatra. Went on smooth, one swipe. I didn't have to go in to deepen the color. It went exactly where I wanted it to go. It is really, to me, an absolute win. So I wanted to share with you a little bit of some of the products simply because we all are going to hopefully be doing some shopping because those deals are so great in the Boxycharm mega deals. Remember, on those deals, I shared with you the deals that they have every single day. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out under my videos down below, as well as the deals that are going on. When it is the mega drop shop, they have that $25 minimum. So make sure that you spend at least $25 because then you will get free ship in the USA. Otherwise, they do charge shipping for any purchase less than that $25. I want to make sure about that. And don't forget, it is Choice Day on Monday, the 14th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. I hope everybody gets what they want and that the deals are so good that all of us end up treating ourselves to something. As you know, on my videos, I always like to end them off by wishing everybody to continue to stay safe so that we can all stay well. And I'll see you all soon again in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.